In this video, I am going to discuss about value of information. Before we discuss about the value of information, you need to have an understanding about expected value method. What is expected value method? Why we use the expected value method and how we make decisions based on expected values. Value of information comes under the expected value topic. So, in order to understand the value of information, you need to have the understanding of expected value method. Value of information is the additional worth gained by obtaining relevant information from an external party before making a decision. This simply means in order to make decisions, businesses can gain information from external parties before making a decision. These external information may add additional work to the decision making process. In order to obtain the relevant information from the external party, there will be a fee or a cost. Simply, this means businesses have to pay a fee or a cost in order to gain external information from an external party. Value of information quantifies how much a decision maker would be willing to pay to acquire information from an external party that reduces uncertainty and improves decision making. Simply, this means we are going to calculate how much a decision maker would be willing to pay in order to acquire additional information from an external party. Obtaining additional information can help refine probabilities and potentially improve the expected value of a decision. This is because now the company has more relevant information regarding the probabilities of potential outcomes. This will improve the expected value of a decision. What is perfect information? Perfect information represents the ideal state where a decision maker has access to all possible information and knows the exact probabilities of each outcome. Simply, this means perfect information is an ideal state. This means this is not practical. This is a theoretical idea. This simply means the decision maker has all the possible information knows about the probabilities of each outcome. We can summarize perfect information as 100% certain about the information because the decision maker has all the possible information about each probability of each outcome. So the certainty will be 100%. In reality, perfect information is rarely attainable. This simply means certainty will be less than 100%. So ideally, perfect information means 100% certain about the information, but in reality, the certainty will be less than 100%. So if you see the term perfect information, this simply means 100% certain. Now let's see how value of information is calculated. These are the steps you have to follow. First, calculate the expected value without external information. Simply this means just calculate the expected value as you know. Second, we have to calculate the expected value with external information. And finally, we can calculate the value of information, which is equal to expected value with information minus expected value without information. So after we calculate the value of information, we have to make a decision whether to pay an external party in order to obtain external information or just make the decision based on the internal information which are available to the business. If the value of information is greater than the cost of obtaining the information, we can make the decision to obtain the external information, which simply means pay the fee to obtain the external information. If the value of information is less than the cost of obtaining the information, we can decide not to obtain the external information. Simply, this means do not pay the fee to obtain the external information. The business can make the decisions themselves without having to obtain external information from an external party. So, let's summarize these points. If the value of information which represents the additional benefit or utility gained by acquiring relevant information exceeds the cost associated with obtaining that information, it is generally advisable to obtain the external information. Simply, this means if the value of information exceeds the cost of obtaining the external information from an external party, it is advisable to obtain the external information by paying a fee to the external party. Now let's do this example so you can understand the topic of value of information. Company X sells electronic products. They have three new electronic products to introduce, and the most profitable product will be launched. Simply, this means they have three new products, but the most profitable product will be launched. They have estimated how the market will react to these new products with three possible outcomes. A high demand outcome, where the new product generates high demand, or a moderate demand outcome, where the new product generates moderate demand. A low demand outcome, where the product fails to gain traction. There is a 30%, 50%, and 20% probability to each outcome, respectively. Estimated profits for each outcome are given in the table below, and they are asking to calculate the expected values and select the product to launch. So there are three new products, product 1, product 2, and product 3. They have given us the estimated profits. This table contains estimated profits for each product under different outcomes. There are three outcomes: high demand, moderate demand, and low demand. Now let's calculate the expected values for each product. So for product A, 50,000 multiplied by 30% plus 30,000 multiplied by 50% plus 10,000 multiplied by 20%. This calculation will give us the expected value for product 1. For product 2, 65,000 multiplied by 30% plus 50,000 multiplied by 50% plus 5,000 multiplied by 20%. This calculation will give us the expected value for product 2. For product 3, 70,000 multiplied by 30% plus 40,000 multiplied by 50% plus 9,000 multiplied by 20%. So finally, this calculation will give us the expected value for product 3. Expected value for product 1 is $32,000. The expected value for product 2 is $45,500. The expected value for product 3 is $42,800. Since these values are estimated profits, let's select the highest expected value product, which is this $45,500. So under expected value method, we select product 2. So this product will be launched. This is the basics of expected values method. Now let's go one step further. This is the same example as before, but there are new information given here, which is a market research company will be able to provide information regarding this scenario with perfect information for a fee of $4,000. Calculate the value of information. So let's go back and see what are the steps in order to calculate the value of information. These are the steps. First step is to calculate the expected value without external information. We already calculated this figure, which is this value. The second step is to calculate the expected value with external information. So expected value without information is equal to $45,500, which is for product 2. Now let's calculate the expected value with information. We are going to add a new column, which is for with information. Now that the table consists of estimated profits, we are going to select the highest value for each outcome. These are the outcomes. There are three outcomes. These are the alternatives. We are going to select one of these alternatives as the final decision. So do not get confused with outcomes and alternatives. These are alternatives or these are the options and these are the outcomes. So what we are going to do is we are going to select the highest value for each outcome. So for the first outcome, which is high demand, the highest value is 70,000. So we select the 70,000. Then for the second outcome, which is moderate demand, what is the highest value? Which is 50,000. So we select 50,000 under with information column. For the third outcome, which is low demand, what is the highest value? Which is 10,000. So we select 10,000 here. Let's say this table consists of estimated costs. So what values we have to select for each outcome? For the first outcome, we select the lowest value, which is 50,000. Why we select the lowest values? Because the values are in terms of costs. So for the second outcome, what is the lowest value, which is 30,000. For the third outcome, the lowest value is 5,000. So this is how we select the values for each outcomes in terms of profits and costs. So now we can calculate the expected values as earlier. So this is multiplied by 30% because for this outcome it is 30%, for the second outcome 50%, for the third outcome it is 20%. These probabilities will not change. We can add these values and we can calculate the expected value with information, which is equal to 48,000. So this is the expected value with information. Now there is an important thing you need to remember here. Since they are telling us this information is perfect information, we can use this value as it is because this is 100% certain. If the question says if the information is not perfect, we have to adjust this value. In this example, the information is perfect, so we can use this value as it is in order to calculate the value of information. So now let's calculate value of information. How we can calculate the value of information? The third step, calculate the value of information, which is equal to expected value with information minus expected value without information. Expected value with information minus expected value without information. So this is equal to 48,000 minus 45,500. So the value of information is equal to $2,500. This is how we can calculate the value of information. What this figure simply means is if the business decides to go ahead with the market research company, they can increase the expected value of their decision by $2,500. Now let's compare and see whether this benefit exceeds the cost of obtaining the information from the market research company. To do that, we need value of information figure and cost of obtaining the information figure. So they have given us the cost of obtaining the information figure, which is 4,000. Cost of information is equal to $4,000. So the value of information is less than cost of information because 2,500 is less than $4,000. So we do not pay the market research company because the benefit does not exceed the cost of obtaining the external information from the market research company. The second point, if the value of information is less than cost of obtaining the information, do not obtain the external information. Simply this means do not pay the fee to obtain the external information. So the business has to make the decision based on their own information. which is this value, because this expected value was calculated without the information. So the business has to make the decision based on this expected value. This is the same example as before, but there are two changes. A market research company will be able to provide information regarding this scenario, but the accuracy of the information will be 98%, which means now the information is not perfect. It is only 98% accurate, and the fee is $1,000. Now we have to calculate the value of information. Since this is the same example as before, expected value without information is equal to $45,500, which is this value. And we have to calculate the expected value with info. So the expected value with info is equal to 48,000. This is the same as before, which is this value. But here we cannot use this 48,000 as it is, because they are telling us this information is not perfect, which means this is not 100% certain. The information is only 98% certain. So we have to adjust this 48,000 in order to calculate the value of information. So we have to adjust it for 98%. Simply we can multiply 48,000 by 98%. So this is equal to $47,040. So this is the expected value with information after adjusting for the accuracy. So this is the value we are going to use to calculate the value of information. Value of information is equal to expected value with information minus expected value without information, which is equal to $47,040 minus $45,500. So the value of information is equal to $1,540. This is the value of information figure. This simply means if the business decides to go ahead with the market research company in order to obtain the external information, the benefit will be $1,540 to the expected value figure. Now let's compare and see whether the benefit exceeds the cost. So, cost of information is equal to $1,000, which is this value. So, value of information is greater than the cost of information, because 1,540 is greater than $1,000. This means we can pay the market research company in order to obtain the external information. So, pay the market research company in order to obtain the external information, because the benefit of obtaining the external information is greater than the cost of obtaining the information. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.